Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in life today. I came to remind you of something powerful. Walking with God is not a part-time experience. It's not a moment you visit when life gets hard or a service you attend when you feel guilty. No, walking with God is a full-time, all-consuming, everyday relationship. It's a lifestyle. It's a commitment that says, Lord, whether I'm on the mountaintop or deep in the valley, I'm walking with you. It's not about how you feel, it's about what you know. Because when you truly walk with God, you learn to trust Him beyond your emotions. You learn to lean on Him beyond your understanding. You don't just talk about faith, you live it. Too many people treat God like a fire extinguisher, break the glass in case of emergency. But real power comes when you understand that God isn't your backup plan. He is your only plan. Walking with God means inviting Him into every detail of your life, your decisions, your struggles, your dreams, your doubts. It means you stop compartmentalizing your faith. You don't have a God section of your life and then a my business section and a my relationships section. No, when you walk with God, He is in everything. He's in your home, He's in your work, He's in your friendships, He's in your finances, He's in your future, and when you live like that, when you make walking with God your lifestyle, everything begins to shift. You stop being moved by what's happening around you because you are rooted in who is walking with you. You can walk through storms without panic. You can face loss without losing your mind. You can encounter betrayal and still bless your enemies. Why? Because when you walk with God, your peace doesn't come from circumstances, it comes from His presence. Somebody needs to hear this today. Walking with God is not a religion, it's a relationship. It's not about checking boxes, it's about chasing His heart. It's about waking up every morning and saying, God, I need you. God, lead me. God, strengthen me. It's about whispering prayers in the middle of meetings. It's about praising Him in the middle of heartbreak. It's about trusting Him when you can't trace Him. It's about knowing that even when your path doesn't make sense, your guide is perfect. And hear me, when walking with God becomes your lifestyle, the enemy can't throw you off course. People can talk about you, but you keep walking. Storms can rise against you, but you keep walking. Doors can close, but you keep walking. You don't walk by sight, you walk by faith. You don't walk based on how heavy the load is, you walk based on who's carrying you through it. This is not a sprint, it's a journey. It's not about walking perfectly, it's about walking consistently. It's about refusing to give up when it gets hard, refusing to bow when it gets hot, refusing to stop when it gets tough. Because when you walk with God, every step is a step toward destiny. Every tear is watering your future. Every struggle is strengthening your story. You're not just moving, you are advancing. You're not just surviving, you are thriving. Because you, my friend, are walking with the one who holds the whole world in His hands. Challenges will come. Trials will knock on your door whether you're ready or not. Trouble doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't schedule an appointment. It shows up uninvited, unannounced, and unexpected. But the promise of God is not that you will live a life free from pain. The promise is that you will never walk through the pain alone. The presence of God is not a shield that prevents trouble from finding you. It is a guarantee that when trouble comes, it will never destroy you. You see, some people believe that walking with God means living a life of ease, a life where everything falls into place, a life where prayers are answered before they are even finished. But that's not how it works. Walking with God doesn't exempt you from the battle. It ensures that you will never fight the battle by yourself. It means that when the storm rises, you won't sink. When the fire blazes, you won't burn. When the weapons are formed against you, they won't prosper because the God inside you is greater than the enemy around you. Don't get discouraged because life got harder after you chose to walk with God. That's not a sign that you're going the wrong way. That's proof that you are carrying something valuable. Thieves don't break into empty houses. The attack on your life is not because you're weak. It's because you're carrying something powerful. It's because the enemy knows you are a threat. But he also knows he's already defeated because the one walking beside you is undefeated. When you walk with God, strength comes that you didn't even know you had. Peace rises up in the middle of chaos. Courage bubbles up when fear tries to drown you. There is a supernatural resilience that shows up when you know you're not walking alone. You might bend, but you won't break. You might stumble, but you won't fall. You might cry, but your tears will turn into testimony. Let me tell you something, the presence of God doesn't always change your situation immediately, but it will always change you in the situation. It will make you stand taller, pray harder, believe bigger, and fight stronger. His presence gives you power when you should be powerless. It gives you hope when all you see is darkness. It gives you joy that makes no sense to the people around you because it's not coming from the outside, it's flowing from the inside. And hear this loud and clear. The presence of God is not proven by the absence of problems. It is proven by the endurance inside of you. Anybody can praise when the sun is shining, but real faith is proven in the middle of the storm. Real trust is shown when you keep moving forward even when the road is rough. Real strength is revealed when you lift your hands in worship, even when your heart is broken. You are not weak because you're tired. You are not defeated because you feel weary. You are stronger than you think because the Almighty is walking with you, fighting for you, and working through you. His presence is your secret weapon. His presence is your hidden strength. And because He is with you, you will survive. You will overcome. You will walk out of the fire without even smelling like smoke. Because when God is with you, nothing and no one can stand against you. God never promised you a life without difficulty. He never promised you a road paved with roses and clear skies every day. What He promised is that your life would have purpose, that everything you walk through, every tear you cry, every mountain you climb would not be wasted. It might not always be easy, but it will always be meaningful. The pain has a purpose. The struggle has a reason. The journey has a destiny attached to it that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. You see, if everything came easy, you would never grow strong. If everything was handed to you without resistance, you would never develop endurance. God is not raising weak, shallow believers who break at the first sign of trouble. He is building warriors. He is shaping soldiers. He is preparing vessels that can carry His glory, and that kind of preparation does not happen in comfort. It happens in fire. It happens in the wilderness. It happens on the battlefield, not the playground. When you understand that God promised you purpose, not comfort, you stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "God, what are you teaching me?" You stop looking at your hardships as punishment and start seeing them as preparation. You realize that the very thing you thought was breaking you was actually making you. The very trial you thought would destroy you is actually delivering you to the next level of your destiny. There's a blessing in the burden. There's oil in the crushing. There's glory on the other side of the grind. But you have to be willing to endure the process. You have to trust that when God allows you to walk through the valley, He is not abandoning you, He is developing you. He is pulling out of you things you didn't even know were inside. He is awakening dreams, unlocking gifts, stirring up strength, and positioning you for greater impact. It would be easy if all we had to do was ask, and the door open. It would be simple if all we had to do was pray, and the pain disappeared, but purpose demands pressure, destiny demands discipline, greatness demands growth, and growth demands stretching. You cannot be who you were and step into what God has for you. You cannot stay in the same mindset, the same habits, the same comfort zone, and still carry the anointing He has destined for your life. So when you feel the pressure, when you feel the weight, when you feel the fire, don't curse the process. Bless it. Thank God that He loves you enough to prepare you. Thank God that He sees enough value in you to refine you. Thank God that He has a purpose so big, so powerful, so mighty, that He refuses to let you settle for less than your full calling. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. You are not being destroyed. You are being deployed. And when you come out of this season, when you emerge from this struggle, you will not look like what you've been through. You will be stronger, wiser, better, and more anointed because the hand of God has been on you every step of the way. Purpose is pushing you. Destiny is calling you, and God is walking with you through it all. When you walk with God, you cannot stay the same. Something has to change. Something has to shift. You cannot come into contact with the King of Glory and walk away ordinary. Transformation is not optional, it's inevitable. When you truly walk with God, He takes your fear and births faith. He takes your pain and produces purpose. He takes your stumbling blocks and turns them into stepping stones for your destiny. You see, God is not just interested in changing your circumstances, He's committed to changing you. He's after your heart. He's after your mind. He's after your spirit. He is molding you, shaping you, refining you. The things that used to break you will now build you. The things that used to shake you will now strengthen you. That's what happens when you walk with the one who is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He doesn't change, but He changes everything He touches. Fear may have kept you bound in the past, but when you walk with God, boldness begins to rise up in you. You start stepping into rooms you used to run away from. You start opening your mouth when you used to stay silent. You start fighting for dreams you once thought were too big for you. Because when you walk with the Almighty, His courage becomes your courage, His authority becomes your authority, and His vision becomes your vision. Pain once had you stuck, but now it pushes you forward. Pain no longer defines you, it refines you. What used to be a place of bitterness becomes a platform for ministry. What used to be a wound becomes a weapon in your hands to help somebody else find healing. God doesn't waste your hurt. He recycles your heartache into purpose that will bless you and bless everybody connected to you. You used to see obstacles and turn back. You used to encounter trouble and retreat. But now, because you've been walking with God, every obstacle becomes an opportunity. Every delay becomes divine direction. Every no becomes protection. You have learned that if God allowed it, He intends to use it. You don't waste your energy fighting battles you've already won. You don't waste your breath explaining yourself to people who can't see your calling. You just keep walking, knowing that transformation is happening with every step you take. This is not about behavior modification. It's about heart transformation. It's about God doing something so deep, so permanent in you, that you don't even recognize yourself anymore. Old habits start falling off. Old mindsets start breaking. Old fears start dying, and you wake up one day and realize, I am not who I used to be. I have been changed by the hand of God. You are being made new. You are being lifted higher. You are becoming everything He dreamed you would be when He first spoke your name. This walk is not just about where you're going, it's about who you're becoming. Transformation is not a side effect. It's the very evidence that you've been walking with the living God. There will be days when everything inside you will scream, "Quit." There will be moments when your heart feels so heavy, your spirit so worn, that giving up seems easier than pressing on. But if you're going to walk with God, you must settle it in your spirit. I will not quit. I will not turn back. I will not lay down and die where God has called me to rise. This walk is not for the faint of heart. This journey demands persistence. It demands that you keep walking even when your legs are trembling and your soul is tired. Victory does not belong to the fastest. It does not belong to the most talented. Victory belongs to those who refuse to quit. Victory belongs to those who understand that the enemy's greatest weapon is not the storm itself, it's the temptation to stop in the middle of it. If he can't destroy you, he'll try to discourage you. If he can't defeat you, he'll try to distract you. But persistence says, I don't care how dark it gets, how rough it gets, how long it takes, I'm going to keep walking with God. There is a breakthrough that belongs to the ones who endure. There is a blessing reserved for those who keep showing up, keep believing, keep trusting, even when they can't see the evidence. Persistence is not about strength you feel. It's about faith you refuse to let go of. It's about showing up for the fight, even when you don't feel like you have anything left to give. It's about putting one foot in front of the other and trusting that God will supply the strength as you go. Every step you take in obedience is a strike against the kingdom of darkness. Every time you worship through your tears, you are sending a message to the enemy that says, "You should have taken me out when you had the chance, because now I know how to fight." Every time you lift your hands when your heart is heavy, every time you pray when you feel like hiding, every time you speak life when death is whispering in your ear, you are winning battles you don't even see yet. Persistence is a weapon, faithfulness is a key. It may look like nothing is happening, but under the surface, God is moving. Behind the scenes, doors are opening. In the silence, strategies are being formed. In the waiting, your character is being strengthened. God is doing more in your waiting than you could ever do in your striving. So don't you dare give up now. Don't you dare sit down and settle for less than what God promised you. If He said it, He will do it. If He spoke it, He will bring it to pass. But you've got to stay in the race. You've got to keep pressing. You've got to outlast the storm, outlast the critics, outlast the weariness. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be persistent. You don't have to have it all figured out, you just have to refuse to turn back. Destiny belongs to the finishers. The crown is given to the ones who endure. And by the grace of God, you will be one of them. You will see the promise if you don't quit. You will walk into your breakthrough if you keep walking with your God. Your best days are not behind you. Your best days are still ahead. I know the enemy has been trying to whisper in your ear, telling you that you missed your moment, that it's too late, that the mistakes you made disqualified you from the promises of God. But the devil is a liar. If you are still breathing, then God is still working. If you are still standing, then God is still moving. And what He has prepared for you is greater than anything you have ever seen, anything you have ever known, anything you have ever imagined. The faithfulness of God is not determined by the failures of your past. His promises are not canceled by your setbacks. His goodness is not erased by your seasons of doubt. He is the same God who spoke worlds into existence, who made a way through the Red Sea, who shut the mouths of lions, who raised the dead, and He is not finished writing your story yet. Your current chapter is not your final chapter. Your present pain is not your permanent address. You are just passing through. When you walk with God, you walk towards something greater, something bigger, something better. Every step you take is a step closer to destiny. Every battle you survive is proof that there's still a crown waiting for you. Every time you keep believing when it would be easier to give up, you are building a testimony that will shake the very gates of hell. You are not created to just survive. You were created to thrive. You were created to shine. You were created to live in the fullness of everything God has prepared for you. Don't you dare let your temporary struggle make you forget your eternal promise. Don't you dare let the darkness of today make you lose sight of the light that's coming. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy is coming in the morning. The morning will end, the doors will open, the prayers will be answered. The dreams will live again, but you have to keep walking. You have to keep trusting. You have to keep believing that the God who started the good work in you is faithful to complete it. I know you've cried some tears. I know you've fought some silent battles that nobody knows about. I know you've wondered if it's even worth it, but let me tell you it's worth it. It's worth every tear, every sacrifice, every lonely night. Because God is not a man that he should lie. If he said you are blessed, you are blessed. If he said you are chosen, you are chosen. If he said you are victorious, then you are victorious, whether you feel like it right now or not. Get ready, because what's coming is greater than what's been. Get ready, because your latter days will be more glorious than your former days. Get ready, because the tables are about to turn in your favor. Get ready, because restoration is coming, breakthrough is coming, favor is coming, and you're going to walk right into it, not because you earned it, but because God is faithful, and he finishes what he starts.